Okay, I'm just gonna get this out of the way right now. It is a Disney movie, but it is PG-13. So if you're deciding to watch this with your kids, think about it because it does have some mature themes and it might not be suitable for them. But for the rest of us, this is amazing. It's great. And let me get straight into it. This movie kind of came out of nowhere for me, to be honest with you. I didn't think that Disney would make a movie in 2021 about a character who wanted to skin puppies in the original movie. And to be honest, I didn't think that I would even watch it because of the fact that it's a Disney movie and they've been missing their shots when it comes to these live action remakes. But the fact that it isn't PG kind of piqued my interest, and my wife loves the Dalmatians movies, so I decided to take a chance on it. And was I surprised or disappointed? Mostly surprised, in a very good way. The movie is set in the 70s, and to me it's very metal. And it makes sense because they were going through like a punk rock revolution at that time. We see our main character grow from a child into something resembling the Cruella that scared the bejesus out of me as a kid. I'm not going to say how, but she meets up with a couple of young thieves named Jasper and Horace, who are also in the Dalmatians movies. But in this one, they're way sharper. Cruella idolizes a fashion designer known as the Baroness, who is very scary, and I'd say she's as menacing as Cruella herself in the Dalmatians movies. Cruella has to dethrone the Baroness for reasons that I won't say, and we see how her character evolves over time, or I guess you could say she kind of devolves. It's hard to explain without actually watching it. I really love the setting of this movie. I like the style that this movie takes on, and it shows a very accurate portrayal of the 70s, and the characters, they kind of all look how you would expect them to. The music is probably the most surprisingly good thing about this movie. I did not expect so many bangers on this soundtrack. That alone might make it worth it. And of course, it's no secret, I think everyone's been talking about it, but the acting was also really well done. Emma Stone plays the part, and she shows that she is one of the best actresses around right now. She does so well in portraying every phase that the character goes through, and you could tell when she's in the innocent Estella mode or if she's in the devilish Cruella mode, just by how she speaks and how she expresses herself. She also gives one of the best monologues that I've seen or heard in a Disney movie, in a very long time. And Emma Thompson gave the performance that's worthy of the title of Disney villain. I'd actually argue that she is one of the best villains that they've had in a long time. She could somehow be as menacing, funny, or straight up goofy as any cartoon villain that you've ever seen, but in live action. It's insane. The actors that played Jasper and Horace, they did well as comedy relief, and they actually had some really cool scenes as well. The only problem is they kind of get forgotten and thrown to the side later in the storyline. They went from like an inseparable family of three with Cruella to just Cruella featuring Jasper and Horace, which, now that I think about it, kind of makes sense, I guess. Hmm. But in any case, I would have liked to see them play more of a part. Another thing I didn't like was the CGI. It's kind of weird. Like, a lot of the CGI was fine, but the Dalmatians themselves looked really weird and out of place. And it sucks because the rest of the movie aesthetically is very pleasing, but yeah, it's kind of weak. I also think that they kind of rushed the first part of the story just to give the character motivation for revenge. I would have preferred, a bit more slower burn to make it more impactful on the viewer. They definitely set up a sequel at the end, and I will definitely check it out when it comes out. It has me wondering if Cruella in the Dalmatians movie is even the same person, to be honest with you. And if it is, how does she go from anti hero to one of the scariest villains in Disney history? All in all, I would give this movie a recommendation. I am going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Definitely worth checking out if you get the chance. Now, if you made it this far through the video, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Make sure you like the video or dislike it if you didn't like it. And leave a comment. Give me some feedback. I reply to every comment. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you. Love you all. And I will see you next time.